not doing that to me. Not today. No. Hello, and welcome to the Real On Parenting here in the neighborhood, Brownstone Worldwide Neighborhood, KCCR Cityscape. We are so excited to have you back. I am Coach Kiana Shaw.
And I'm therapist Danielle.
And today, because we know that kids are getting ready for school. And let's just be honest, as parents, we getting ready for school. Some of us are sad and just like, oh man, the summer is over. Some of us can't wait to get these kids
Right. I'm about to say, I think it's a
out
lot
of
more
our house
parents
with
can't wait.
because the way these bills go up in the summertime, not just the electric bill because it's hot and we gotta have a cooler, the air conditioner, but it's
Everything.
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 Why is my light bill 3 times? Turn off the light. We watching the same program. Come in here. Are you going to be able to flip? Okay. Turn off some. Why is the light in the pantry on? Nobody's in there. Oh, I just forgot. You forgot the light in the pantry. Okay. Mom, can we go get ice cream? No, because the light bill
Ate it
stole
up.
your ice cream
It
money.
ate the ice cream already. It's gone. It's
Right.
gone.
I think Tiffany, the budget niece, Alicia, she used to say that her father was like the Edison man or the light bill man stole your,
I
stole
like
your
that
ice
word.
cream money.
Stole. They stole it. Right.
They came and got it, honey, because what is going on? Why, like, yeah, these bills are a different beast when the kids are out of school. So some of y'all might be like, hey, it's about the time, the quality. I get all of that. School is back. And so today, Danielle was like, we need to help parents.
Yes. Yes. We need to provide all the support, insight, education, resources, whatever word we want to plug in there. We need to give it to because it's school is here. It's here. You blink, and 2 weeks later, school shopping. Kids provide their Amazon lists
Oh, is that
as
a
is if
thing?
it's a Christmas or birthday list.
Listen, for Prime Day, Kayla was like, can I just order a couple of things? I was like, Prime Day is for me, but okay.
Right, or it ain't for the kids. Right, you didn't get that message. Let's make it clear. Okay, clear communication. The Prime Day is for Mama. Okay.
It's for me. What is going on here? Okay. All right. That blue looks good on you. I just had to pause and say that.
Thank you. I'm trying to do the color wheel situation. I'm still learning,
Yeah,
taking notes, but the color wheel, I'm trying to figure it out. But thank you.
it looks amazing on you. So good
Thank
job in picking that color. All right.
you.
There was conversation about a previous color.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, can we? I don't know. I don't want to share that. I don't want to share.
Yeah, we just have an inside joke that I wasn't heard my cackle, so
But
I
now
wasn't
I feel
ready
like
to
we
go.
got to share the inside joke because. All right, so let me start with this disclaimer.
You,
Danielle is gonna do Danielle, okay?
I
She
am. I said
don't
you can
care
share. I
nothing
don't
about how
care.
people feel
It's
about it.
special.
So she had a shirt on in the last episode. I was like, let me see the shirt because the top of the shirt is given under his eye, right? I was like, let me see the whole shirt before I gotta respond. May the Lord open. Uh,
So I can stop
but
looking at your blouse and look in your eyes, okay?
but her husband made a comment. Please say,
Yes.
what did he say? You have to say the comment. I can't.
He had to do a double take. And one thing about my husband, he gonna say the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and what's on his mind as well.
In which case, they match very well.
We do. And he said, your top's giving a little house on the prairie, but you rock it and you rock it well. And I say yes, because whatever I wear, I like it and I wear it for me. So I'm wearing my little house on the prairie with the twitch in my hip because I know I look cute. So
Under his eye. All right. This is what I'm
So
saying. This is normally a behind the scenes conversation. But sometimes we got to fill y'all in on the joke because what are we doing? So now if you about to go back to the previous
the other
episode,
show,
look,
we have a
that's
different
fine.
lens.
We don't have
They
no
have
problem with
feel
that.
it too.
But keep
It's
your
all right.
jokes to a minimum because we still too
Right?
Listen, and when we get pissed off, we are Richard Pryor in skirts. Don't play, okay? The comebacks can get real.
Right?
And if you say
Don't
something, don't block your page. Don't be having no private situation. If you talking stuff.
Goodness, okay.
Okay, let me digress.
All right. Let's bring it back in. But yes. Oh, that was funny. But thank you. Thank you for the compliments.
You are welcome. All right. All right, let's go. We have a bunch of stuff going on. But we want to talk about these going back to school situation because
yes,
they're gonna need some stuff. So let's talk about it. Let's give some tips. What you got?
Yeah, so school's in session, and if we want it or not, it's coming and it's here. And you may be feeling a lot of things as parents. You may be feeling relieved that your budget can go back to budgeting the way that it used to. But you also may feel stressed because your kids done grew some more, and all the shoes and the underwear and the clothes and the jackets, they don't fit. It don't fit. So that's another utility. That's like a utility / rent bill that needs to be dished out to cover that. But all the things, right? There's so many things that is happening all at once. And then also when school actually starts, there's aspects of trying to address your child's mental health, emotional health, behaviors, adjusting. It's a lot of moving parts.
Right. So high school, middle school, those are some very
elementary, daycare, preschool, the kindergarten that go half a day. Who made that make sense? I don't know, but yes, all of it.
Yes.
All of it. So first, I would say to start working on your routine. So it's kind of like when school is out, it's like, girl, do what you want. Just don't ask me nothing. Just be quiet and just stay over there. And we'll figure out the rest later. At least that was me. And so, and everything kind of like falls to the wayside. The structure, if you have routines or structures, have loosened. If they're, your kids get to be free, if you will. So you can't expect yourself or your kids to jump back onto how things used to be because school's in now.
Right.
To be fair to yourself and your kids, it should be start practicing it now.
Yeah.
Or actually it should be like 2 weeks ago. But immediately. Practice it immediately because the body doesn't respond that way. If your child's been going to sleep at 10:30, 11 o'clock and you like get into bed, it's 9 o'clock, they're not going to sleep because their body like, okay, we're just laying here.
Right.
It has to be a transition. You have to allow your body to transition. So sleep routines, hygiene routines, nighttime routines,
exercise routines, because they going back to PE.
Oh yes.
They're going back to PE. Yeah.
We have my daughter in chokehold. So yes, if y'all exercise all day.
And that'll help with the sleep routine because they'll be tired.
It will.
Yeah.
Yes, it will. It will. Even just going for walks. Go for a walk and start with a night routine that includes you and your children. And this is provide a level of just bonding. These are times where you guys can bond together. It doesn't mean y'all need to talk the whole time. At different ages, little kids, they're going to talk your ear off. But the adolescents, they go mute sometimes. It's okay. Enjoy the quiet. Okay? Enjoy the quiet. But
that you longed for in those younger days.
Right. And then even so, for even with it still being summer, or school hasn't necessarily started for some school districts, make your child get up. They may not necessarily have anything to do to get up for, but their body needs to be out the bed. Because
Right.
when school starts, they need to be out the bed and their brain actually needs to be working. So remember the realistic transition. Get
Yes,
your
that
body up.
internal
Allow
clock.
your
Mm-hmm.
right. Get your child to where they're out the bed. They may not be verbal just yet, but it'll come. It'll come. Get some food in their stomach. Have them do their actual routine. Put on some clothes. We're
Yeah.
not chilling in pajama bottoms and them little slide-ons for Five Below. Okay, let's put on some clothes because evidently that's like the new thing, and my child think they're Nikes and they're not. Anyways, but she wants to wear them everywhere. But just kind of like think of your typical routine. Start transitioning, incorporating. That's the word. Start incorporating aspects of that. Cooking dinner early, then summer dinner is different. So to
Yeah.
where
But the way
everybody's
my
body.
daughter's stomach is, because she doesn't like breakfast. She said it make her
Okay,
stomach hurt. She doesn't like the
I
school
was
lunch
that child.
because she say it's nasty.
I was
So
that child.
as soon as she gets home, say that again.
Just eat it all. I said I was that child too until I went to another school.
As soon as she gets home,
Budget, and we got
she
chicken later.
wants to have dinner. Eat. So it's like school is out at 2:45. At 3 o'clock, like she want dinner on the table. So I'm about to
On
pull
the
this
table.
crock pot back out because she been starving all day. She didn't eat breakfast.
Right.
She's not gonna eat the lunch. She won't take a lunch. So sometimes you gotta let your kids learn the lesson. But honey, when I tell you that dinner got to be ready.
Ready.
Yes.
Ready.
So
Not
that
it's
might look
almost done.
like Sunday. I might, make taco meat and just freeze it. Like I'll make 4 pounds of taco meat. I will freeze each pound so we could take it out as we want because my child don't do leftovers.
Yeah,
So
my husband told me I have that condition as well. I don't see it, but okay.
okay. All right.
that was obviously triggered something in me because you said leftovers. But go ahead. That I was compelled to share that I needed to say that. So there we go. That's some live and in action. That's
We're
how
just
it's
talking about the routines. That's how we just come back, Danielle. We just talking about routines. That's it. Oh man, just about to
yes.
get jumped on for no reason. he like, how did I get in this?
Yes, but working on going back to those routines that when school was in, that when you were school and work, that's a different type of routine. It probably requires you to wake up earlier.
Yeah.
Because you had to attend to your children as well as get yourself together. And for summer, you may have you may only need 30 minutes. So that allows you to get more sleep. So adjust your routines, adjust your daily structure.
Yeah.
To allow everyone to be able to transition to when school starts. And it's not like a shock to your mental state and your body.
And I think that if we talk about our goals, and adjust the pets too, because clearly, I don't know if y'all
No,
heard
you
Clark,
do. Yes,
but
you do need to adjust the pets. Yes, because they fall in line with whatever's going on in the household. They ain't got no choice.
I'm just like, when we record, stop all this barking. He like, what are you doing? Anyway, so and as we make this routine and we make the adjustments, talk about the goals that you guys have, right? What is your child's goal? What is your goal for them? What is their goal for themselves? So you can have an open discussion about like how we're going to achieve these goals in this upcoming year. What's the academic goal? What's the sports goal? Are you aiming for an improved GPA? Are you aiming to maintain a GPA? My daughter told me that I'm putting too much stress on her to get straight A's. I was like, I said, do your best. I didn't say get straight
Talks
A's.
about what
Right.
I said, but you heard
What I said versus what she heard. So now it's like, let's put this in writing, not because my daughter needs documentation, but because this is what I would do with an employee if they had goals, right? So let me set this up. This is our goal. This is the cleanup goal for the week. Like, we want to make sure we do all these things so that we can maintain a healthy environment with clean clothes and no fingerprints or doggy prints on the door. I saw that the other day. I was just like, when did this happen? And why is his feet so dirty? So anyway, that's a whole different situation. But
We digress.
um, is she gonna join a new sport, right? Like we'll get the schedules this coming week. And so it's like, okay, I got to make sure that she has the classes that she's supposed to have, that she has the elective, because I want her to do a language. So all these things have to, we got to set up these goals. How can I help you with these goals, right? So like, do we need to get Duolingo? Do we need to get Rosetta Stone? Like, what we doing?
Right, right.
And how, and
Amazon
am I
Prime
going to
had a
join
deal
them?
on that. So I'm just saying.
Say that again.
I say Amazon Prime had a deal on that on Rosetta Stone.
Well, I bought a lifetime one, and I
Oh, okay.
got the wrong one though. But that's a whole nother. That's a different show. Uh, Me catching deals, and it don't be the right thing.
We were one. Yeah, that's the sound like this the wrong one.
But with the goals, like, are we gonna break them into manageable steps? When the teacher gives out the syllabus and there's a big project due, how do we do a little bit every week?
Yeah.
So that we don't have this big thing. And how can we make sure that it's done at least 2 weeks prior, just in case something comes up, just in case, you know what I'm saying? Because there's always that something that's due. And then you like, but somebody got sick or somebody passed away, or, we had to go here, we had to travel. Like, it's always something. So I'm not a fan of pushing goals to the deadline. How can we do it, accomplish it so that those last 2 weeks, all we doing is looking at it?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Breaking those goals down into measurable steps for improvements, in reading, in math, or whatever. If you have not gotten your child used to reading, right, back to the routine with the goal, if the goal is to increase their reading level, the routine should be 30 minutes a day of reading every single day. Like that's just the thing. It should be pleasure reading in the summer so that they're in the habit of it and they can get it done during the school year, right? So it's all these little things that have to be set up. Do we need to get a tutor? Do you need extra help in anything? Do you need a study group, right? Study groups in high school look very different than study groups in elementary. Study groups in high school tend to actually do the work. Study groups in elementary, middle school.
I was just about to say, I should have. Is there study groups in elementary?
Yeah. I mean, I think for like those who are like in advanced classes or whatever, because they still got to study, you know what I mean? But sometimes it's study group just mean doing the homework together or whatever. I've had to teach my daughter the difference between being somebody's study partner and being the person that they call to because they don't know what the heck they doing.
Yeah.
Every time you got all these questions. Listen, little girl, stop calling this house early in the morning talking about I need help with homework. Kayla do her homework at night. In the morning, we got to do. I'm just saying. But like teaching my daughter, like that's somebody taking advantage. That is not her needing help. That's her needing you to do it. So
right.
So, doing those goals in addition to the routines, but the goals help the routines become sensible, because sometimes as parents we got a routine and we're going to do this, but the kids are like, why? So if we connect it to the goals, it's so much more helpful.
Right.
I was saying.
And speaking of goals, some parents may not have goals.
Right.
Some parents may not have had that type of conversation or communicated that level of expectation of their children. And just assumed that they know that they're going to do their best. We go back to that, but did you clearly communicate that? So, because if you have not, then this is the time to start. And if you never had this conversation, a helpful aspect is reference last school year. Last school year would tell you a whole lot of where to start and what's needed. So, like Coach Kiana said, do we need to invest in a tutor? Or does the school district provide any additional academic services that may be free? Let's start there first. That child can benefit from or use to see, if my child automatically has always struggled in math. So let's look into services that can possibly help with getting his or her grade up to par or providing just the proper academic support that's needed. We can look at quizzes. We can look at projects. We can look at if your child was in past athletic activities, were they able to balance that? Were they in activities, but yet school was trying to keep grades at a passing level was difficult. So
Yes.
that may be a parental decision. Okay, we're going to have to take off a couple of activities until we get these academics together first. So reference last school year, as a parent, did you have communication with your children's teachers?
Facts. And let me just say this to the non-custodial parents who say that they are involved. If you don't know your child's teacher's name, if you don't know any of the homework, if you're not participating, let this be the year that you find out. Let this be the year that you get the same notifications that the custodial parent get, so that you can stop being behind, so that you can start being in the know. It is not the custodial parent's job to send you all the information. You get the same access. So let this be the year that you be a little more helpful.
And a lot of the school districts have now
Be smiling.
put into place to where you can accessing your child's profile, like academic profile, is online. It's through the website. So it's not like you need to call a specific person. For the non-custodial parent, you just go to the school district website, select the school, and guess what? All the teachers' names and the email addresses are right there.
And you can communicate.
There you go. So once again, it's never one parent or the other parent's responsibility to communicate, to give daily, weekly updates, no, the same steps and access to information that the custodial parent, name exact information and access that the non-custodial parent has.
Repeat that last line because you cut out for a second.
Oh, okay. I was saying the same access and information that the custodial parent has is the same access to the information that the non-custodial parent has as well.
Absolutely.
And I'm speaking more blanketedly, if that even is a word, related to the aspect of you have no excuse to not be informed. That's what is related to academics. You can always email. The teacher's email addresses are always on the websites.
Absolutely.
So but speaking of those things, also, if there's areas that are subjects that your child just has always or continued to struggle with, let's pull some of those assignments, and let's be honest, you may not have the assignments. Okay. It's called Google. And so what we can do is print up some free printables.
What is it called?
It's called Google. So, and if you don't have a printer, you have an electronic. There's a means. So there's
Khan Academy, that helps you, and other sites that will help you get up to par in lessons that give you reviews and things like that.
So like you're mentioning, like having your child read 30 minutes a day, you can have your child work on math 30 minutes a day. So the things that should be done at home to help transition to school.
Absolutely.
Identifying that goal. Okay, last year you struggled with this. Mommy or daddy, or as parents, we're going to put this into place. We're going to have consistent communication with your teacher so we're not surprised when it's a week before grades are due. We're going to have where you're going to go to the tutor, where you're going to have academic support. You're going to stay after school Tuesdays and Thursdays with the teacher to review. So those are the conversations. That's how that can be led, and that's how that can happen, and that can be a reference point.
Absolutely. And while we're on the subject of that, we need to, as parents, create a study space or recreate the study space. Sometimes we got to move it, right? If they're studying in their room and you like, I went in there, the TV was on, I went in there and they were on the phone, move the study area to the living room, to the dining room, to, you know what I'm saying? To something, just a well-lit area where they can have quiet, right? So it's not the area. Now, okay, let me talk about the quiet part. Because sometimes kids need background noise. They need music. Say that again.
That was me. I needed something to mentally distract so I could focus. Where my mom was
Okay.
like, turn that off. That's not how my brain works.
And I think that that's a good point because everybody's brain works differently.
Right.
That being said, moving them, if they need music, playing it on the Alexa, like that means that I have to make an adjustment because if it's in your ear, I don't know what you're listening to. It may not be all that appropriate. But that means that if we got to put it on the loud thing so that we know we can monitor it, but at the same time, we still got to let them be. Like
Right.
it's a balancing act. And a lot of times we get in the habit of going, well, no, we're not doing that. We're not making those type of adjustments. If it's
Mhm.
the adjustments that's going to make sure that they are educationally advanced or caught up, because it ain't always about being advanced, let them do it. Make the adjustment. Create that safe space. It might be a corner, but this as long as it's well lit. Sometimes kids are more comfortable on the floor, right? And I wish schools would let them do that. Like sometimes you just got to get comfortable. You know what I mean? Like I always was the kid that would lay on my back and read like
No,
this, right?
mhm.
And
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
reading like this irritates me, even now as an adult. I want to lay on my back and read. Now I understand I can't do that in every situation, but at home I should be able to
Yeah.
allow
Yeah.
your kid the space and the freedom. Like are you more comfortable on the floor, right? Is the dog okay because the dog is next to you, you trying to lick you or whatever? Like give them the freedom to be able to do what is best for them.
Yeah.
Make sure that they have all their supplies, like in that steady space. Maybe it's a box that you keep pencils and pens and what is it,
Mhm.
highlighters and
Right.
what's the white out, you know what I mean? Like that, maybe it's a place where you keep all that in a box and then they could just take the whole box, right?
Hmm.
Um, calculators, whatever the material
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's their journal
Academic.
book. Let them have that space. Sometimes the space can't be personalized like a bedroom can, but if it can,
Well,
personalize the space.
yeah. I was about to say, use this opportunity, or use the upcoming opportunity to have that be a thing that you guys do together. So
Yeah.
the way that the Dollar Tree and the Five and Below and
Listen,
the Dollar
Danielle
General,
is gonna make sure the
right?
doggone
The way that they come in for the Targets and the Walmarts with the cute stuff, it doesn't have to be expensive, but it can be
right.
fun. So
Yeah.
creating that academic or that study space that's appealing. Throw in some throw blankets in there, some throw pillows, and a snack or two. Okay, you can do
Yeah.
water
And it
only
don't
zone,
have to be an
whatever.
office chair. Like sometimes the bean bag is gonna be what is best for the kid. It don't have to be the office chair, y'all. It really don't. And
Yes.
that's okay.
Right. And having a little cute little speaker. You know what I mean? You can make it very, very cute. If you need ideas, go to Pinterest. But it doesn't have to, it has to be appealing to your child. And it has to feel like it's their space. And then Coach Kiana was saying, like, the songs have to be played on Alexa. This to be on this is we're gonna have a real moment. You know your child, okay? So for my child, I'm okay with her creating a playlist for academics, which is what we do. And I go through it every so often to make sure whatever she added or taken away still falls within the appropriate age means of listening ears. Because I don't want to hear her music. Because all I want to hear is wind and water, not storm. Because when you go to the spa, I want to hear the
What?
that's what I
What?
want to hear.
She
I don't
gotta
want
have
to hear I don't want to hear words. She likes words. So she's able to be in her space, doing her thing and being able to think, and I'll be in my space and being able to think my thoughts. So allow that to be a time that you guys can have together. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So get a good chair, get a good lamp, right? Maybe some
Mm-hmm.
motivational quotes,
Yes.
put up some
Yeah.
artwork, like just create the environment that they want to study in.
Mm-hmm.
And as I say this, I'm thinking like, oh, we could put another chair. We could, like I think I am gonna take Kayla so that she could pick out a few things just
Yeah.
to be able to
Yeah.
study. Because I hadn't even though I think about it, like it's like, oh, let me implement it, right? So
Yeah.
let me take her because she has everything, but her bench in her room, it's not a comfortable study chair. Like, so she would
Oh,
have to study in the living room, or you know what I'm saying? Or on her bed, which is fine,
mhm.
but you got me thinking like, oh, I could
Yeah.
do this, I could do
It's
that.
little
That
things, it could be
expensive.
little tweaks that can just zhuzh it up, you know, and it makes it
Yeah,
feel like it's their thing versus like, here's where you do homework, you know, like we was told. So, you know, at the kitchen table where you just think about food. But anyways, but yes, just make it very comfortable, but yet, you know, cozy, but allows the capacity of being able to learn.
yeah. So that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. Okay. I feel like Danielle has established for all of us that the
Yes.
playlist needs to be wind and water. Got it. All right.
Right? Right. No words whatsoever.
I was just like, okay, so now we gotta
A
do
hum every now and then, but that's about it. Okay.
I gotta create a playlist in addition to back to school shopping. Okay, all right. Let's go. Have
Yeah,
you
be
done back
creative.
to school shopping yet? Like what?
You know me. You know the answer to that. Yes, of
It was
course.
done. It was done last school year.
You know what? I started last year. That's a whole nother. I'm a beyond a bargain shopper, but that it starts at the end of the school year because that's when the stuff is 10 cent, 25 cent. With inflation, maybe 75. But all
Okay.
the papers and stuff and pens, I'm I'm not paying full price when I know come the end of September they're gonna mark this down and I'm gonna have attitude. So no, get all your basics at the end of the previous school year, and
Or
then
you
all the
could
little
use
cutesy stuff.
Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime had good back to school shopping, but I'm gonna let it go. Go ahead.
See,
You said the cutesy stuff. What else? Stay focused. Uh,
all right. So back to we are back to school shopping. Okay, so back to school shopping. You're back. Let's shop smart, right?
yeah,
Even if you do have the money, I would think that you would prefer to pay 250 versus $8. That's just my version of math, and I don't do it.
right.
Okay, I don't do math, so I think that makes a bit of sense though. So, but the back to school
Why would
shopping,
she like this? Okay.
but the back to school shopping can be stressful. You know, your children are asking for this specific thing by this brand and not the 572s, the 575. What? You know, and the 575 costs $575, but the 525 costs $5.25. It's just a whole thing, okay?
Got it.
So I would say have a meeting. Child, what are you expecting? What do you feel that you want for school? Like, so my daughter, I said, hun, she gets a couple of things from like Shein, you know, and my bad, because I said fill up your cart. I didn't mean it literally. I meant more so put some of the things that you would like for school in your cart and I'll purchase them. She said, I'm done. I said, okay. Why was the total $513?
Because she was done. Now you, as the mom, have the ability to go, okay, this is because you didn't buy everything on the list because you wasn't gonna buy
I didn't buy
everything on the
none
list.
of it. I saw the total and I said, oh, I did not clarify. My bad.
Not
Let
send
me
her back.
clarify. No, because what I'm not doing, I'm not spending my time taking all that stuff. You know how much stuff was in there? I said, my bad, honey. My bad. I was not specific. I said, fill your card. And that is exactly what you did. So let's backtrack. So let's put it on the wish list. Anything that cannot be used within the next month and a half, because you
Because
got
it's still
sweater,
high. So
you
all
got
these doggone hoodies
knee
on this
high
list.
socks. You're not wearing that within the next month. Put it on the wish list. Along with the extra accessories, you got like dresses on there, like you going to a dance. There is no dance in the first month of school. Let's put it on the wish list. So I said, your budget is $100 including shipping. She said, oh. So mental note to self.
Okay, how much
Mental
do the
note to
clothes
self.
on Shein be? Because I have
Because
never shopped on there. So I'm looking
well, I
on
would say
right now.
it's cheap. It is cheap. So she can get a good amount of things upon what she already has. So it's not like she's getting her whole go back to school wardrobe from Shein. Did I say Shein? You said Shein and I said Shein.
I thought
Shein.
I don't know which
Anyways,
one it is. It don't matter. I
so,
wasn't there when they named it.
so,
That's like the
so
Bible names. I don't be trying to struggle with those either. We wasn't there.
but the point is also having that conversation with your kids on what they are wanting versus what can they get. You know, what is their limit? What is their structure? What is their parameter? You want some new J's, but you got 3 J's in a closet that you wore sparingly because you don't want to crease them. You can wear them shoes. So having that conversation, going over what's a necessity. You need new underwear, you need new socks. You know, those are things that have to be purchased and that is needed. You may need a new backpack, so that's pulling from the budget. This is how much that I am, or we, or mom or dad, or whomever are looking to spend. So these things are pulling from the budget, and we're getting them regardless, kind of thing. So create a checklist. And if you're not sure, I would say nowadays a lot of schools kind of create that the checklist of items needed for school, which is helpful. But if the school district that your child attends school doesn't have it, you can always Google one. Like, there's so many people who love to make things for free, and that's one of them, you know.
Right.
And then they do. You can find a lot of them for free. You know, some of them do range, but for the gist, you can get a good reminders, because you may be like, oh, I forgot about the glue stick. You know what I mean? And then that costs $5. Ain't nobody paying $5 for glue stick. I'll say this: do not, I repeat, do not get the glue stick from the dollar store, because it's not gonna stick. Just speaking from personal experience. So let's see, because I did that before. Sometimes you need to pay the $2.50 because you want it to stick. I learned that the hard way when my daughter was 5, and her feelings was hurt because her project fell apart. So I was like, okay, you don't buy the new stick from the dollar store. That's when it was $1. Maybe the 25 cents makes a difference now. But creating that checklist, as well as, you know, clothing items. You also, if you have a daughter who has started her menstruation, you may re-up on some things. If your daughter wears the period panties, you know, just replenishing.
I'm still trying to fathom those. Like, I'm still trying to.
Well, I purchased those for my daughter, not to only wear those. No, she still uses a menstrual pad. It's just, I use it's just for leak protection. Okay. Like back in the day, we didn't have no leak protection. We just hoped and prayed to Jesus that the pad understood what it needed to do. So now,
but real quick, because I have this question, like, because it didn't sound, when I'm hearing about it, you're the first person that I hear like use it as protection. Like, but everyone else is just kind of free flowing, I guess. So
I think that they are, but I don't, you know, I kind of
do things different. Got it.
Yeah. But we just not putting, anyways. No. Okay. So it's because with being a younger girl, you're still learning your body. You're thinking like, oh, I'm good. And you really need to change your pad. So it's more so for that protection aspect.
Got it. Okay. So, I can live with that.
Yeah. And then also your hair. If you're is it going to be a hairstyle? Is it a haircut? You know, do they need to go to someone else to get their hair groomed, scheduling those various appointments? Some of your kids are in sports that start when the school starts, so they may need a physical. Some school districts require a physical before school starts.
And they require updated immunization. So like as grades, you have to do that too.
Yes. And so this sounds like a lot of information, because it is. Hence the reason why we're going over this. It's a lot, because as a parent, it's a lot. So not being proactive is not a helpful it's not helpful for anybody, especially you or the parents, especially if you have more than one. Even if you have one, you got kids in general. Okay, so the many things that I've rattled off, and I'm pretty sure there's a couple more that we're going to get through, but the back to school shopping in general, and then lunch. Do you need to reapply for the
school lunch,
for the school lunch?
Yeah.
So that may or may not be an extra expense that needs to be either added back to the budget or not at all. So keep that in mind as well. Or do what my daughter does. She thinks she's supposed to have like these gourmet lunches and then have snacks at school too. We're not spending money in both places. You got to choose one. Either you're going to snack at school or you're going to take this gourmet sandwich and just
Danielle,
eat
come
it.
back.
So I digress. So yeah, so figure out, I just had a moment. I have to, so.
Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry, I have to get it.
Let's move on to the next one because I said clearly I can rant on and on knowing about what needs to be purchased going back to school. So
Lord have mercy. Okay, so my next tip is to meet the teacher.
Right.
And maybe that will help ease your mind on some of these back to school things. But like, listen, real talk, the back to school events are important. Get the calendar so that you can adjust your schedule at work or whatever you need to do, because that's going to be important.
Right.
Get the calendar, take advantage of the back to school events, the meet and greets, whatever with the teacher. Send the teacher messages, introduce yourself, let them know like this is a new grade, right? Maybe you had a child that was having issues with the previous teacher. Trust me when I say that teacher has asked who getting this kid. Okay. So introduce yourself, open up the lines of communication.
They talk. Okay.
Absolutely, they do. And they talk about us as the parents too. Please know that. And so I make it my to introduce myself to the teacher so that hey, I had a problem with that teacher because she was an idiot. If you're not an idiot, then we gonna be cool. Okay, like let's be clear about that.
I would not recommend starting off the school year with that. So
oh, okay.
Remember, your child has to go to
the therapist Danielle is gonna say that. He's gonna say differently, okay? Now, Danielle,
other words.
Hey, we've had previous challenges. I'm gonna say the teacher was an idiot. So there's that, and I don't care. Listen, I don't have time. So get into the events. Go to the events. Back to school night. What else did I say? I think I said meet and greets or whatever. My daughter's school does coffee with the principal. Get to know everybody. Get involved in different parent groups or whatever. Volunteer at the school. Show up every now and then. Let the kids get to know you because it's going to be helpful. It's going to be extremely helpful for the teacher, for you. It helps you and your child feel more comfortable and familiar with the school environment. It's like all these things are necessary. So again, if you're the non-custodial parent, this is where you shine. This is where you get involved and get to know so that the teacher can do both. The custodial parent can't do all of that and then be in charge of coming in and reporting back to you.
Right.
That's not okay. Get involved. Let everybody be comfortable. Your child feels safer when you're involved. When they don't know what day you coming, but they know at any moment you might be there. It also helps curb bad behavior, right? Yeah. Do the introduction email. Be nice, apparently, according to Danielle. Express your support and your willingness to collaborate with the teacher, because at the end of the day, if we're just being honest, we are co-parenting with these teachers.
Yes,
especially in the younger grades where the teacher has your child all day. You're co-parenting. They got 8 awake hours. You're co-parenting. Okay, they have an insight that you might not have. The only difference is they can't discipline. They can't punish. They can discipline, but they can't punish. So here's the side of this that you got to be willing to have these open conversations with the teacher. And then if I could just throw this in, you know how when we were kids and we'd be like, that teacher just don't like me, and our parents be like, they don't know you not to like you. Yes, they do. And some of these teachers, when I have sat in the office and just listened, when I have volunteered and just listened, a lot of the teachers really do have time to sit around and not like your kid. So be mindful of what they are saying versus what your child is saying. You know your kid, but they also see a side of your kid that you don't see, that side where they are, pressured with their friends and all that. So work together with the teacher.
Yeah, no, those are great examples, especially like getting involved. They need to see your face and not when your child's in trouble.
Because they less likely to act the fool with your child when they see your face.
Yes, they need to see that. Oh, oh, that's such and such parents. Okay,
And be okay with being that parent.
yes, I'm okay.
She's
I'm
that
okay
parent.
with it.
I am.
I'm that therapist and I'm that mama. Okay,
Yep.
all in one. So, all right, and so something else to keep in mind or just know the same way that you are starting to feel stuff, more there's a likely chance that your children will be feeling things as well. And it can be a mix of emotions, you know, good emotions and emotions that don't feel good. And within that, start practicing having open conversations with your children about how they're feeling, what they're thinking. The end of the last school year or the previous school year may have been a lot for them. It may have been a lot for all of you guys. So allowing that space for them to say how the last month that incident or you were bullied, that was a lot to deal with. How are you feeling about starting 8th grade now at the same school? You know, how are you feeling about being with this specific teacher, even though you don't have a class with them, but you may see them, you know, encourage that open communication now so that there, and then you can say yours too. You like, I wish it. No, I'm just playing. But no, as with your child.
Listen, my child was like, Mommy, I need you to not be trying to fight all the teachers and the kids. And I was like, well, I need
and
to
the
leave
kids,
you
right?
alone then.
Right. Let them know that my mama is the mama to don't try it. So, but you share your feelings, your thoughts, your concerns, but also, you know, your expectation, or I'm excited because it's a new academic year. So creating that space of just open communication for yourself, but also for your kids. You can't expect something from your kids when you don't model it or do it yourself. So get to talking, okay?
That's your ending. Get to talking, okay?
Get to talk. Yes.
So this is something that I had not a challenge with, but well, yeah, I'm gonna say we created it and then like we abandoned it. So there's that. Get organized. Have a family calendar.
Not abandoned. It just kind of fell off.
No, we tossed that sucker. So here's what I realized. Okay. I have to have it digitally. Like the family calendar has to be linked to my calendar, right?
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, put your stuff on your calendar because it's linked in via Google. But having like a calendar on the wall did not work for us.
Okay.
It was, but then sometimes I have to sneak up on my calendar because I know it's like all hell finna break loose as soon as I open it. So I'd be like, okay, this is a cool day. When I look at the whole week together, my anxiety flare up.
Yes, I can only imagine.
Why is this the thing? I can't take it. So that being said, getting organized is going to be like one of your best friends. I have to do a digital calendar. If you need a physical calendar or whatever, sometimes just put it in both places. It's helpful. But I just got to keep track. I need to know because we got doctor's appointments. We have work. My work schedule varies because I'm an entrepreneur. So some things I can do, some things I can't. I got to be able to put everything where it goes. But I also need to know when is your test? What's the deadline for this project? What extracurricular activities? Like she did esports. She did basketball. Y'all remember basketball fiasco, right? Basketball gate, sports gate. We're gonna call it sports gate because it was for everything. Track was added, then track was taken away, right? Because of her injuries and things like that. So all of these things, everything for Kayla is color coordinated in like a purple color. Then everything for me is in a blue, right? Because those are our favorite colors. Hers, well, her favorite color is shifting, but doggone it, in my calendar, you purple for life. But color coordinating it made it different. Like Danielle and I were talking about an event coming up. I was like, I'm putting it on the calendar. I'm leaving it in green because that's the default because we don't have a like set time and all that. So that's how I do it. And whether it works for you or not, the point is you got to stay organized.
Yes.
Like each
Yeah.
family member like should be able to look and be like, oh no, Kayla should be able to go, mom has this going on. So I need to see if grandma can help me because mom is already doing something. Let me see if grandma can work this out with me. That's just a real thing because my mom lives around the corner. She's off, you know what I mean? She's retired. So
Mhm.
she can do different things, different ways that I can't. Right.
Yeah.
And so have given my daughter the empowering her to be able to say, Grandma, can you take me to this or can you pick me up from that?
Mhm.
And then coming to me because she'll get a yes like that. If you got a plan, and I agree with the plan, she know that she can't call her friend mama and be like, can you pick us up? Because that ain't how we do. So there's a way to get it done.
Right.
But I got to be able to regularly review my calendar and look at it and go, okay, this is what's happening this week. I don't have to rush home this day because my mom is picking her up. Like everything has to be in order because
To
our
be.
calendars are
Mhm.
really hectic, especially when I have employees. So I got there on my calendar too. I got to be able to look at everything. It's a lot. So
Everything. Yes.
when we stay organized, it is very helpful.
Yes. Yes. And organize whatever way works for you though. Some
Yeah,
people are digital, some people are planner people, some people can actually remember it all in their head. That's a special gift. But
yeah,
whatever
I don't
works
have
for
it.
you, whatever way that is, just be consistent with it, review it. It's one thing to write it all out for the whole month, but if you don't reference it, that defeats the whole purpose. So figuring out what way is most effective for you and your family as far as organization and making sure that you're, as a parent, checking it daily, checking in with your kids weekly in regards to what's expected, what's happening for the week and for the month.
Facts. I think we should do one of these for kids. I'm just saying. Um,
I agree.
yeah. So anyway, be positive. Oh no, it's your turn. I was gonna say be positive,
No, so I'll
but
say with the bow at the end is be positive, be supportive. You know, kind of like speak life into your kids and speak life into yourself.
every day,
Um,
every
it's a
day.
new academic year. We're going to do great. There's new opportunities. You may even need to set up or implement for something for your children. It's something for you. There may be a mentoring program. There may be,
Yes.
a workshop. There may be something that is within the uplifting realm or motivational for yourself, for your kids, not necessarily together, but there
Right.
might be. So look into that because sometimes as parents, we may not have the uplifting words in the moment just because life is lifing. And let's be honest, we're human. And
Right.
are
We need to
we at
be
a place?
uplifted. Ain't nobody got
Right,
time for this.
exactly. So looking into where are the resources, where can I go to, what can we participate in to where it doesn't have to come from me.
Mhm.
I can sit and be the participant.
Yeah.
So, but also within that, speaking that into your children, into yourself. You're like, girl, you had a long week
Right.
and you did it. It may not have
Clap
been
for you.
perfect, but you did it and
I'm
pat
gonna
yourself on the
order
back.
my clapper. My clapper broke, but I'm gonna order another clapper.
So be mindful in the aspect of our brains by default go to negative. Um, by default, kind of go to the emotional distress and make it in a point to say those positive words, those uplifting words. If once again, if you don't have them in the moment, guess what? Yes, Pinterest. You can just type it in and it'll tell you, just read it off the little thing, and you can have that be a thing, with your children if they're having a hard time or if they're feeling unmotivated. Let's pull something up and see what resonates. What do you find to be helpful? That actually helps in the aspects of them learning what is helpful when they're having a hard time with their feelings.
Right.
But within that, celebrating the small wins. It's like this week was rough, but we made it. School ain't even started, but our bodies is starting. We can see the transition in regards to we're waking up earlier because summer's about to be over. Our brain is functioning at 9 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock, and it sounds so silly. No, but it's very, very true because it also allows your children and yourself to become aware of themselves.
Yes. And
So,
that's only fair. That's only fair. Um, yeah, I think I'm trying to think. I think you said it all.
Okay.
I think I did. Like I'm like,
Okay.
I'm like, oh, you're trying to figure it out. And yeah, I think we did. Yay. All right.
Yes. And then just let them know it's going to be a good year. Everybody's going to do their best. The best is not an A, but an A is accepted. Don't get it wrong. But just know that mommy and daddy and family and support group and auntie and godmommy, we be having everybody. But it's just, we're wanting you to always give your best. And as mom, as dad, we're working on always giving our best version as parenting. And I mean, that's the plug. Continue to work on yourself, parents. Yes. Yes, as a part of that being positive, be real with yourself. So if you need that continued support and resource, keep yourself in therapy, keep yourself with your gym membership and going or going outside and walking, whatever that is,
Yeah.
so that you're continuing to work
And have
from a place that's healed, that's healthy, not reactive.
Yes.
And have healthy habits. Yes.
All right. So very good. Thank you. I love it. We will catch y'all on the next episode of The Real on Parenting. If you have any questions, any comments, want us to give you advice on anything in particular, please send us an email to therealonparenting@gmail.com. Thank you for joining us here on Brownstone Worldwide, KCCR Cityscape Radio. We are the real parents that's going to give you the real. Talk to you guys soon.